what's going on? Horse Racing Gamer here. I've been having the worst luck with recording. This is on PC. I recorded an hour and a half last night. File got corrupted. You guys haven't missed much. We basically advanced a year in the game. Our female, Z Alpine, she's pregnant. She's 11 weeks from giving birth. We bred her with an external stallion. The covering fee for that was about $40,000, and that stallion had all of his stats like above 85, so he was really good. So the foal was going to be great, but we may not even get a chance to race the foal because we only have $114,000 left. We're not going to survive 2 years at this rate. We got Run for Whiskey. We got a new horse, Lespio, that I bought. He cost about $35K. He's a Group 2. So we're going to see if we can try to net some money place finishes here with these horses. Like I said, I've been having recording issues, which has been a pain, but I'm pretty positive I fixed it. Yeah, I'm pretty positive I fixed it. And that's the only problem with doing longer videos. There's a greater chance of recordings getting messed up, which is why also I would stay away from doing them, just to avoid that. But I believe I fixed it now. These parts will be split into 15-minute segments, but you guys shouldn't really notice anything when I do the official editing. If you do, it'll be just simple cuts. So that's the only thing I had to do. When you record long videos, sometimes it's just much easier for them to get corrupted, like in the process, basically the files. So one thing I noticed when I was doing training, the full training type with the training center doesn't really seem to work. So I'm gonna give it a shot though. I didn't do it for too long, but for a couple of weeks nothing significant really improved. So I'll give this about a month for Lespio. If his stats don't improve, then I'm not gonna stick to this. I'll, do the instead of using the training center for his training method, I'll actually have the training orders. I'll adjust some of these individually where I think he needs to be focused on. But yeah, that's what we got. So I'm hoping things actually work out this time. And things actually work. So Lespio running in this Group 2. And we're expected to finish middle of the field. Middle of the field, we have gate position 13, so we should be starting from the outside. Let's see, we should be we're actually starting in the back row. There we are. Well, this actually is okay. Maybe if these horses in front of us, directly in front of us, move pretty fast, we can kind of, follow right in line. We can follow whoever that is, El Champ. We can follow that horse and not be overtaken. We have a chance to put ourselves in a good position. This driver is Patrick. I used him. He was the main driver I would use in my my career mode in this game when I was like a kid. I would always pick him. I wouldn't pick anybody else because I knew he was affordable and he actually got me good results. Granted, that was on an easier difficulty, but he was pretty consistent. So we'll see if he can show the same results here. Ow. Note to self, don't lean your arm or your elbow on the corner of a wooden desk for longer than 30 seconds. Where you peel it away feeling like you were trying to saw your arm off. You don't want to do that. So, we need money place finishes here. Like I said, a win would help because most of the earnings for winning even Group 3 or listed races in this game are at least $25,000, and that's enough to give you an additional 3 or 4 weeks worth of financial savings. So that's ideally what we want. If we don't win, getting second or third does still help to an extent. Depends on how big the races are. So let's see what happens here. Patrick has got to get Lespio moving. I don't like that all these horses are passing us, and I don't want us to be, squeezed in. And I also decided that if we don't survive this series because we go bankrupt, I will lower the difficulty. That could happen in this episode, quite frankly, because we're pretty close to going bankrupt if we don't get any major earnings in the next 2 or 3 months in this game. So as I was saying, I know some of you guys will want to see me play occasionally, so what I will end up doing, and he did get 6. I didn't think we got 6, so $2,000 is better than nothing. That's not bad, but like I said, if we don't survive, I decided I'll do 3 races on the easy difficulty, 3 races on the medium difficulty, and I'll see, based off of our performance in those races, which difficulty I should be playing on, ideally. If I'm winning the easy races, by a couple of lengths, and I win all 3 of them, I probably shouldn't be on that difficulty. If I can win 1 or 2 of the medium races with a little bit of competition, that's probably the ideal situation. And I'm going to have to run those races with, pretty bad horses. It's easy to win a race on the easier difficulty with a great horse. I need to see how well I can do with bad horses, because I know that's how I'm going to start the series anyways, or the season. So run for whiskey, running here, and we have a chance to finish in the money, so that's what's important. Big field though. It's a field of 14. We have gate position, post position 12, so we'll probably be starting the second row. Yes, we're first here. Wait. We're second in the second row, I should say. I hate when you're trying to get through to the bottom horses and they don't take you there. They just have you scroll through the top. Now, Run for Whiskey what is going on here? Run for Whiskey just taking his sweet old time. Patrick, we cannot have the horse this far back. Move him. I mean, we're saving stamina. That's good. But look how far back we are. We're already probably, 15 to 20 lengths off the pace? Now we're running 49 kilometers an hour. We're running 4 or 5 kilometers faster than everybody else to catch up. I don't know why we were caught napping. I hope this doesn't gas the horse. Like I said, I like Patrick as a driver. I don't know why that was such a slow start. But, okay, we've caught up. Caught up to the rest of the field. So we'll see what Run for Whiskey is able to do here. Like I said, a money place finish would be very ideal. Top 6, it's better than nothing. Our weekly expenses right now is about $5,500. So, yeah, at this rate, $5,500. If you want to round that up to $6K, you times that by 4 weeks. Every month, we're losing about, $24,000. So, like I said, I think we have enough to survive 3 or 4 months in this game. But I mean, that's not going to be enough time to see what our foal is going to be able to do. Foal has a whole 2-year cycle, so we would have to survive that long. We're on the final stretch and the home stretch. I was going to say both. That's why I couldn't get it out. I'm like, we're on the home, we're on the fine. I was going to say the final stretch and home stretch. That's why I said the foin, or the heim, or the home. That was an awful, awful race. We definitely could have finished way better than that, and Patrick did not put the horse in a position to do anything. He kept them back, which is unusual. Very unusual. That was a poorly ridden race there. We can't have that performance at all. Those are not performances we want. And our horses are okay to run back-to-back, so that's what we're going to do. 3,300-meter race. I'm going to give Patrick another shot. He's starting to cost a lot, actually. Hold on, where's Andreas? Yeah, Patrick's starting to cost quite a bit. Andreas is probably a lot. He's still expensive, too. Actually, Patrick didn't do terrible with Lespio, so I'm going to give him another shot. Cost a little bit more, but it's really the cheapest we can get. Run for Whiskey. We'll run him in Elmer. I know it's not ideal, but we got to try to give him a chance to net a win here. We have to try to give him a chance, or at least finish in the money realistically. And I forgot, it costs. We're basically spending $2K to pay these drivers, but we can't really go any lower than that. So yeah, really, like I said, it's about $7K a week we're losing to just expenses in general. So we have to ensure that you know, we were getting money place finishes. Otherwise, we're definitely going bankrupt, and that's gonna be all she wrote. All right, the Alpine, she is 6 weeks from being due. Lespio's up. It's gonna be a quite lengthy race, going 3,300 meters. Group 2, Track of London. And is this a handicap? It's no handicap. Field of 17. We have post position 16. And we are at the bottom of the bunch, so don't know what's going to happen here. Hopefully, Patrick gets Lespio out to a decent start. Oops. Could do this camera angle. We'll stick to this for a little bit. They are off and trotting. Let's see what Patrick is able to do here with Lespio. Like I said, it's a field of 17. Ideally, I hope he keeps the horse on the outside, because if we're boxed in, we're not going to be able to make any moves. It's not a fantastic start. I feel like a majority of the field is ahead of us, but like I said, hopefully he'll keep the horse outside. That way, when it gets to the final stretch, we'll be able to make a move. So, we'll be passing the wire twice. Well, once, and then the second time will be when we're actually crossing it. So we're coming around turns 3 and 4 right now. We'll pass the finish line, and then we'll come back around, and then that's when we will be on the final stretch, so to speak. So they are 4 wide here. Coming into turn 4, as you can see, you know, 4 wide, single file on the inside of the rail. So yeah, we got a couple of horses behind us, but I mean, there's a lot of traffic up here in front. So that's, like I said, that is not ideal when it comes to the final stretch. But like I said, hopefully, you know, Patrick will find a way to get Lespio moved to the outside, or something will clear up with these horses. So we'll go back to the cinematic camera angle here. They gotta be running, what, 38 kilometers, 40? Yeah, they are cruising right now. They are cruising. It says Lespio's riding too fast. That's not what you want to see. So they're passing the finish line for the first time, about to. And after they pass the finish line, next time around will be the wire. So we're settled in. I don't know what position, but close to 10th, I would say. Close to 10th. And we'll see how this horse's endurance will hold up. Technically, his endurance is the same as Run for Whiskey, so it's not that much better in that regards. But his other stats are, in comparison to Run for Whiskey's are a little bit better. So, like I said, we'll see how he pans out. I believe he's still a horse that can get us some victories. Or at least give us some money place finishes to keep us above water. So that's what I'm hoping for. Now we're 2 by 2 by 2, and there's no horse to the outside of him currently, even though that horse is moving up. Now there's a horse moving up. Back 2 by 2. So now Patrick, he's moving Run for Whiskey in and out. Only problem is now the horse is getting hit with some wind resistance on this back straight here, so hopefully Patrick is monitoring that well. As you can see, they are 2 by 2, except for that one horse on the very outside going 3 by 3. So we'll have to wait to see what this stretch holds. So these long races in this game, especially when it comes to the harness horse racing, they're so long. That's why I only stick to races like under 2,000 meters. 2,300 really at the max. This is a 3,300 meter race. They're so long. The furthest I want to do is 23, and even that is still long to me sometimes. I prefer the 1,500s, 1,400s, 19s are cool, you know, but anything over 23 is just so long in this game. It's so ridiculously long, man. Anyways, we will be approaching the final stretch here. We're going to go ahead and switch this camera angle to get a little bit more better POV. Patrick has got to move this horse, because these guys, some of these guys up here are not going to move. They'll stay like this till the end of the wire. To the outside right now. 38 miles, I mean, or 38 kilometers an hour. They're cruising along here. And now the field is moving, and there's no kick from Lespio. Patrick gives them a whip, but look how far back. We're in 15th, getting past. The field is taking off. I mean, quite frankly, I shouldn't have been expecting much. This distance is way outside the means of this horse's capabilities. But I just wanted to see what would happen anyways, and clearly we can't even afford to put our horse in this type of race, even though we need the money, because it's not going to give us any good results. Like I said, clearly stamina gave in. Even with the AI controlling your horse, if the endurance of the horse is not great, there's nothing they can do about it, even if you hire the best driver. And I've done that too. I've hired the best drivers, and if you're working with a horse with bad endurance, the best driver is not going to make that. It's not going to make any difference. So it is what it is. It is what it is in that regards. All right. As expected, you received your invitation for next week's end auction sale. Your registration has been approved. You have the opportunity to participate bidding of some horses. Well, I know, let me save right quick. I know we don't have the money to bid for any horse that's not over 10K. That is for darn sure. 5 weeks till the Alpine gives birth. Well, at least be able to see the stats of the new foal. Because that's also something I should have done earlier. I did the breeding in my second year. I should have did it in the first year. That way, if there was a chance I was going to go bankrupt, the new foal that has a potential to be a Group 1 international horse could have saved us. But I didn't do the breeding until a year after, and that's why now I'm in this position where I'm not even going to get a chance to race it. So, starting over, there will definitely be some benefits to it. 100%. Lespio, try to get him in another race here. 1900 meters. I don't like the circuit because it's a counterclockwise track, but we'll give him a chance. We'll give him a chance. Run for whiskey. Oh, we want a trotter. Oh, this is just an auction. Let's see, who is the best endurance and how much is it going to cost? Flaming. Oh, these are these are all 1-year-olds. It doesn't make sense to buy a 1-year-old. I'm not going to survive long enough for them to be able to... Actually, no. We may, if we get lucky, these horses will be 2 years old in a couple months, half a year. Not even. So maybe, how much would it cost to buy this horse? Oh, I forgot. Auction. Yeah. Nope, I'm quitting. I forgot. These horses are going to be so much. Flaming was purchased for $1.5 million. Yeah, who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? Yeah, Run for Whiskey is limited in its speed by its lack of endurance. That's why I've been going endurance training crazy. That endurance is not where it needs to be. It doesn't matter about anything else. We will not be able to compete. So, there's a Group 3 race here. We're probably not going to be too favored because this is a counterclockwise track. Run for Whiskey likes clockwise tracks. He's expected to finish 10th. So, well, now the odds have changed, which I forgot that does happen in this game, in this mode. Now we're expected to finish 7th. So, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Where is my horse? There it is. And now, okay. So, decent start here as the cart is off. And in the video that didn't record, I was saying during that recording, I don't know why they didn't. Well, I'll show you guys when I actually race. It'll be hard to explain it now. But the way you race in this game, as far as the actual controls are, I don't know why they didn't make that the case in the second installment. It's made by the same company. Now, I don't know if staff was different, but it's made by the same company. And the controls are a little bit different. They took out a function that's in this game. They took it out of Horse Racing Manager 2. That would have made the harness horse racing mode in the second game so much better. I mean, night and day better. It blew my mind when I realized they didn't have it in there. And you can mess with the coding and the files and stuff. I know a couple people have done that. I know somebody that watches these videos. I don't know if he's still around. He's tweaked the files. I played around with it. It did improve, but I still just sucked in general. So it didn't help me per se. But I know other people maybe I think are better at this game than me probably helped them out much more. But still, just the fact that these, I'll show you guys when I get in a race. It's the simplistic, most simple thing. They took it out of that game, and it was in this one. That blows my mind when games make newer versions, updates, whatever, of themselves, and they take out such simple features. You know what I mean? Like, for no reason. It just, I don't understand. It just blows my mind. We're on the home stretch here. We're boxed in. We're currently sitting 5th. Run for whiskey. He has a chance to make a move. The rest of the field is back there. If Patrick would move him to the outside, or maybe keep him right here. No, now he's going to move him. Smart. But now we're boxed in. And now he's going to move him back inside, and that's going to cost us a place. See? There are certain things I would do differently, but the AI, it is what it is. 5th place. It's a money finish. Only $1,500. It's not much, but it just pays basically for the jockey fee, and we're going to lose another $5K. But Lespio is up. Hopefully he has a chance to win. Probably not a great chance, but we'll see. So let's see what the rest of the endurance, a lot of these horses, most of these horses, their endurance is over 50 and over 60. So endurance-wise, we're not going to have much of a chance here. Yeah. Expect to finish bottom of the barrel. But you never know. Maybe we'll be able to get it done here. Okay. We're starting at the front. Hopefully Patrick gets Lespio out to a good start. And let's see. It's not a bad start. One horse got out pretty cleanly. Let's see if Lespio can get in right behind him or her. That's the 8 and the 10 horse out there. Need to move Lespio in. I would prefer for him to still stay outside, though, just so we have a chance to move when it comes to the final stretch. The AI don't seem to be very logical when it comes to getting out of a block zone. They'll just stay like single file line until the end of the wire. You know what I mean? Sometimes they'll move, sometimes they won't. Of course, a human player is always going to try to adjust and get out of being blocked, but this works. This current positioning works. This is even better, actually. If he stays like this and we just don't allow anybody to trap us in or to overtake us and get in front of us, this is actually a really good position, because when we get to the final turn, which is turns 3 and 4, as long as he gets Lespio going at the right time and doesn't allow any horses in front of us or behind us to get in front of us and block, we have open track in front of us, which is the main thing we want. Open track in front of us for a potential upset. Maybe not a win, but like I said, we can finish even second. That would be a decent amount of money to at least help us survive for another 2 to 3 weeks. Winning, of course, will save us for a month. That's basically how you want to look at it. Every win in this game currently at the Group 2 or Group 3 level for our horses will give us an extra month to stay alive with our stable. A second place finish gives us, like I said, about a couple of weeks. So now, Patrick is getting Lespio going with the whip, running 49 kilometers an hour. We got the space. Nobody's in front of us. Hopefully he doesn't allow anybody to block us. Got about 250 meters to go here down the stretch. Let's see if Lespio has the endurance to outlast these horses, which he's looking good right now, running pretty good. We're 4th place. We're catching 3rd place, potentially. Hope he doesn't gas out. 100 meters left to go. We're 3rd place, now 4th place. Looks like we're going to get 4th, potentially 3rd at the wire, no 4th. That's still not a bad effort. I mean, most of these horses had way better stamina than us. $4,000. That's enough to help us for like a week. But that's really about it. So that's not a bad result for Lespio. It's not a bad result. Like I said, it gave us basically a week's worth of saving time. So Lespio, we got to get him in another race here. I don't like running horses back to back, you guys know that, but we're in a position where if we don't run, we're going to go bankrupt and lose. I'm trying to see if we can keep ourselves alive, because maybe we can. It's highly unlikely, but I'm still going to give it a shot. And then Run for Whiskey. I mean, we'll try him out here. Don't like the distance, but what can I really do? Salary wise, I may just go for the cheapest jockey, and the cheapest one is still only $70. So we don't have. We'll try Tony Cody, $570. Give him a run. Let's see if any of Lespio's stats have increased from working at the training center. His endurance went up by like 1 point. Nothing else really increased, so I'm going to take over the training again. I'm going to send him for here again, and I want endurance to go up. I'm not too crazy about preferences. Acceleration is okay. Let's focus on endurance and speed. Endurance would be preferable. We'll drop everything by like a couple of points. We're going to pump it into endurance. Like I said, endurance makes a difference in this game. It really does. I don't really care if anybody thinks otherwise, but I'm telling you, endurance is a big deal breaker in these games. Run for Whiskey. His endurance rating 48. We can get him above 50. That would be cool. Okay, Z Alpine's new foal is about to be here, guys. Yes, we know Run for Whiskey is limited. It's the end of the most favorable breeding season. It will start again in February. We'll fast forward another week, and we should have a new foal here. And we do. Diva Valet Sombre is here. She is a female. She already starts out with 51 endurance, 56 speed, 46 acceleration. Technique and adaptability have to be improved on. Yeah. And we're not even going to get a chance to race her. That's the disappointing thing, unless we get lucky. Horse. Your mare, Z Alpine, gave birth. Your yearling is called Diva Valet Sombre, and she seems to be doing fine. Your mare will be able to resume training once its physical condition starts to improve. The yearling is now occupying a box. It can start training at age 1.5. Like I said, we're not going to get to that unless we win like some races like now, unfortunately. But, you know, like I said, breeding-wise, I'm going to do that. That's going to be the first thing I do with the new setup. Because she'll be a good horse when she's able to race. Or any horse we breed. If we breed a mediocre mare with a really excellent stallion, we'll still get a decent yearling. Actually, a pretty solid yearling. And she's a listed horse right now, but she would probably be a Group 2 or a Group 1 horse in her prime. Z Alpine, I don't know when she's actually going to be ready to go. What's her conditioning at? Actually, her conditioning is at, it doesn't even say, 32, 1.0, 99, hold on. Maybe she can race right now. Can we enter her in a race? 2,200 meters? Okay, we can enter her in a race right now. Well, that's what we're going to do. Now I'm just going to try to use the cheapest jockeys, because right now we do need to save as much as we can. Yep, she can race right now. Cool. Training-wise, she's ready to go. Run for Whiskey. Okay, they're both racing the same day. Lespio, does he have a race? I don't think we put him in another race yet. He does. He's not racing until August. Okay, that's fine. All right, well, let's go. Lespio is up first. In fact, I think they're all racing today, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, let's look at the field here. All their stamina is pretty much better than ours. And they're not giving us much of a chance here. It's a field of 14. But, you know, we'll see how we finish. I was kind of breezing through this. Oh, I forgot this. The field does have a handicap, so actually we do have a good chance of winning. These handicaps in these races actually make a pretty big difference. In the Gallop Racer games, it's like hit or miss, but in this game, handicaps actually do make a difference. So this plays in our favor. You see all those horses back there have a handicap, so we're all starting up here at the front that don't have one. We're off in pacing, we're off in trotting. Hugo gets out to a really good start. Whiskey Trooper is in there second, right behind him. Lespio still on the outside of this 3-horse match, Big Mac. Now Patrick Hopefully he's going to try to send. Like, leading is still Hugo. Whiskey Trooper still in there second. We got a line of horses close for third. Right now it appears to be Indian inside Rail, still third. Match Big Mac fourth. So now we're going to move, and I'm not playing, I'm just commentating. Now Patrick has kind of moved Lespio in. We're still basically 2x2. 6 horses still on the outside of us. Petite, I'll see. His driver, Willie Ackerman's going to try to send him to the front challenge. But right now, we're still 2x2, potentially 3x3 with a couple of horses on the outside of us trying to make some moves. We are about a quarter of the way through the race right now. I'm hoping when we get to final turns 3 and 4, Patrick can put this horse in a good position to make a strong run down the stretch on the outside. Try to really cover some solid ground and, you know, try to get a decent finish. But I'm learning things. I think my issue with this game is I'm always extremely overzealous and I don't think things through. You know, I got to understand my skill set. I'm not great at this game, I admit, which is perfectly fine. I enjoy it. I don't have to be great at it. I want to be able to compete and be challenging and stay around for years. Like I said, the only way I ever stayed around for longer than like 4 or 5 years when I played this game as a kid is when I was on the easiest difficulty. And from the jump, I bought like 2 of the best horses, like 2 really, really good Group 1 horses. And I was winning with them. I was winning big races, and going bankrupt wasn't really a thing. But I was just sticking with those 2 horses and just winning races. Like I was just kind of just in a weird zone. I would just listen to my music and just win. I wasn't playing this game from a serious owner and trainer perspective. You know what I mean? I would buy structures for the layouts and for the stable, but you know, I wasn't doing breeding or anything in depth. I want to get more into that. So like I said, starting a new file on a lower difficulty will still be challenging. Like I said, the Group 2s and we're going to get blocked, and that hurt us. 300 meters to go, but actually no, maybe we can kick back here. Maybe that actually benefits us. 200 meters to go. Man, that could have hurt our progress more than I thought, actually. 100 meters to go because that finish line came way quicker than I thought. But maybe we can still get in the money. We're in the money right now. We're looking at 4th, 5th. Okay, we're 5th. It's not a bad. That's not a bad result for Lespio. It's not a bad result. $3,000. That's about half of our weekly expenses. So now we got 2 races here. Z Alpine and Run for Whiskey are basically going to be running in back-to-back races. So, Z Alpine, she is up. She has not raced in basically a year. This is a field of 16. Her endurance is at 18. Oh, gosh. I totally forgot I should have trained her with that. So, we are expected to finish dead last? No, we're actually... we're not as far down the order as I thought. That's kind of crazy. The latest news, they're giving her some shout here. Back to its best after some health problems. No health problems. She was pregnant. What do you mean? All right. Let's see. Let's see how she does. Maybe Z Alpine will pull something through for us here. If she were able to win, that would be fantastic. It's only 13K, but 13K helps out a lot right now. Like I said, I'm expecting this. I'm expecting us to be bankrupt in the matter of like 2 months in this game. But like I said, what if we win some races? It's highly unlikely that'll happen. And Z Alpine, she's just taking a nice little stroll. She doesn't really want to race today. She did just give birth. I understand. She just wants to take her time. Because at this pace, we are not going to catch up at all. Now she goes into gear. I hope she doesn't break. But we're catching up very quickly. That's all it took was just one whip here. And Patrick, no, who's driving her? Tony Cody, new driver. Tony Cody trying to get her caught back up to the rest of the field. That start was extremely slow. Not ideal. Another whip here. And now we're caught up. I just hope she didn't waste too much. I hate when the horses do that. They go out, then they come back in for no reason at all. You could have just stayed where you were. Watch, it's going to come out and it's going to move back inside. Like, for what is the point of that? And it's slowing us down. That's one thing in this game that happens with the AI horses. For this mode, they'll go outside for no reason and then come back inside for literally zero reason. I don't know why they do that. They don't move anywhere. They don't accelerate. They just move out and move back in. It's such a weird thing that they do. It's extremely weird. But we're about halfway through this race. I'm not feeling too confident. Like I said, Z Alpine, she's back now, basically after not racing for a year. Her endurance is set as, I think it's only 18. I totally forgot I needed to train her endurance and her conditioning. That's why I was looking for. I think in Horse Racing Manager 2 there actually is a stat in a category for conditioning. It doesn't exist in this game. They just kind of lump it with the endurance category. So I needed to actually start training her endurance. But like I said, this file is about to be over anyways. I'm kind of at that point where like, it is what it is. There's one to race her. Who knows? Maybe she'll do well. Maybe she'll finish in the money. You know, but we need a win. A solid win of like 35k or more would really help. That would give us basically like a 3 to 4 weeks worth of extra livelihood. But like I said, we would have to do that for 2 years straight just to have a chance of really staying alive to race our foal. Highly unlikely that happens. We're on the final stretch here, and that horse completely gassed, and Z Alpine thought she gassed too, but no, she's reset. Alright, let's see what Tony Cody is able to do. I feel like horses keep blocking. Move, move, move. You're just gonna run behind that horse. Yeah. The AI are good and bad. Sometimes they do really well, and sometimes they just don't have any sort of sense of awareness with the race conditions. And okay, we just all shifted outside. We don't finish in the money, but that's not a terrible result. I mean, I thought we were gonna honestly finish in dead last. Could have been better, but you know, it is what it is. Finished 10th, not terrible. Run for Whiskey's up next. Let's see. Run for Whiskey's the favorite here. What track are we at? Oh, this is actually a good track for him. Okay. It's only 12,000, but I mean, like I said, 12,000 keeps us alive for 2 weeks. Extra 2 weeks. So, I don't know. Maybe Run for Whiskey can actually get a win here. Hopefully. His speed stats has dropped. Speed rating has dropped. Acceleration has gone up. So, Run for Whiskey. Let's see. Who's driving him today? New driver with... Oh, Tony Cody as well. I like Tony Cody. I think he handled Z Alpine better towards the stretch. I don't know how he'll do here with Run for Whiskey, but hopefully we can get him a win. That'd be nice. I'm enjoying this game, even though we're going to start over with a new file. I'm enjoying this. Like I said, I think I know what I need to do. I need to try to get... I don't want to spend like half of my money like buying... I don't want to spend half of my money buying good horses, even though I know that would be ideal. But what I would like to do, preferably, is get a relatively cheap mare that's not going to put any sort of dent in our budget. Buy her, and then breed her with an external stallion that we don't own. We'll just have to pay the cover charge for that. That itself would technically be cheaper than buying like a really, really good horse. And hopefully they'll be able to produce a solid yearling that will be able to compete in Group 2 and potentially Group 1 races. That'll save us like almost half of what we would spend just to buy the same caliber horse from like, you know, from ads or an auction or a claiming race. That's just kind of how this game works. Like I said, the only thing is you have to wait 2 years, and sometimes you go bankrupt. That's the only downside. You buy a horse, you know, that is a Group 1 horse, but it's going to cost 3 times more. You have that horse immediately. But like I said, you spend a lot of money and maybe you don't start winning with it immediately. Now, if you breed a cheap mare with a really good stallion, you're going to be paying like only 25-30% of what you would normally pay. Trade-off is you have to wait 2 years until that horse is ready to run. So you'd have to really, you know, budget and manage your finances properly to survive. Like I said, on the easier difficulty, it'll be fine. In fact, what I need to do is not take out a loan from the beginning. That's also a thing that I do that gets me into trouble. I take out a loan from the beginning, and then I'm tempted to spend money on things I shouldn't, and then I put myself in deep water. So I need to survive off of the money that we get from the get-go. And of course, difficulties affect the money you get. I think on hard, you only get 150. Easy, you get 500,000. And medium, I think you get 300 or something. So starting on medium or easy will give us more starting cash where I won't have to take out a loan for a while. It'll still be competitive. It should still be competitive enough. And then I'll take out a loan if we absolutely need it. So we're going to do things differently once we start our file over. I'll play much smarter. Now, Run for Whiskey was the favorite, post-time favorite. He's still challenging, but I'm not seeing any major speed here. He's staying with these horses. Now, let's see if we can catch that horse up there. 200 meters to go. Do we have another kick? Can Run for Whiskey zero in on him? No, that horse is pulling away. I don't even know how to say that horse's name. We're not going to get the win, it appears. Can we get second place? Get up there, get up there, get up there. Second place. We'll take it. Second place is better than nothing. So, not a bad result. Tony Cody. I need to put him in the spreadsheet. Third place. Wow. Okay. Thought we had second. It looked like we did. Oh, boy. Now, if I were to... I could sell one of these horses. Who should I sell? Lespio's a good horse. Run for Whiskey is still not bad. The Alpine? I mean, how much would I even get for selling her? That's the question. Like, if I were to put in that... Let me see. Sale... No, you can... I could put her in a claiming race. An ad, we're only going to get 16,000 for her. Leisure, we don't get anything. Run for Whiskey, we would get 14K for him in an ad. Lespio, we would get 37K, but that is what we paid to buy him. And how much will we get for selling this horse? Nothing. Because it's not even a yearling yet. If it was a yearling, I think we couldn't enter in a claiming race, but I think you can't enter certain horses in auctions after some point. The Alpine is younger. I don't know if she's worth keeping around, though. I'm kind of curious to put her in a claiming race and see what's, if somebody would be interested. The next claiming race for her isn't until next year. Well, I can enter her for that. It's just we're not going to get that far. Oh, boy. Okay. We're not going to enter her in a race again and for a while. We got to get her conditioning up. Run for Whiskey. Enter him in another 2,300. Tony Cody, like I said, I liked what I saw from him. So we'll give him another shot. Lespio, 2,200 meters. Give Tony Cody another shot again. It'll cost a little bit more this time around. The Alpine. Enter in a race next month. If I can. I don't even know if I can. I refuse to do the mounted races. I would do them if we were winning them, but we don't even win them. They're just completely pointless and they're goofy. Not a fan. If anybody does like mounted races, I'm not criticizing you or anything, and they're just not my cup of tea. We can't even really enter... Well, actually, we can enter in this race. We'll have to train her for how much? How much time do we have? Alright, Thomas Machado. I'll give him a shot. It's the Alpine. So training-wise, we'll stick to... Yutaki, he can train both horses. He's training Run for Whiskey and the Alpine. We'll do that. That's fine. Endurance... Give her a week off, Run for Whiskey, continue to train him in endurance because it seems to be working. Lespio is still training with a trainer. Let's see if anything's increased for him. His endurance hasn't really gone up. Started at 48, it's only at 49. Run for Whiskey's endurance is kind of wavering up and down. So, here we go. Horse... The Alpine limited by... I know all of my horses are limited by their crappy endurance. Thank you. You don't have to remind me every week. That's why I'm putting this focus on endurance training. But you know what I need to do? When I start my new file is actually buy a horse with good endurance from the jump. That'll alleviate a lot of these issues. a lot of these issues. But typically those horses cost more, but that's just something I'm going to have to, you know, easy up on. I would do these races, but I'm not even in the mood. And we're going to somehow survive. We're only down at $37,000. We're going to survive. It's not going to be because of my racing. Not right now. Run for Whiskey's got a chance. He can finish potentially 6th. It's a field of 15 horses. Scrolling through the field. Stamina's kind of, you know, across the board, averaged out. So we have a chance. Again, we need winnings. And 12,000 is not a whole lot. But like I said, it's basically a week or two of survivability for us. But just kind of using this as an opportunity to learn and figure some things out. Some additional things out. So when I start my new file, I'm making the right choices and the smart choices from the get-go. You know what I mean? Like I said, I still enjoy this game, man. I really do. I hope if any of you haven't played it. The only issue is it's hard to find this game, and if you do find it, it does, you know, it's a little costly. I mean, for a game that's, what, this game came out, I think, 2003 or 2004. I mean, I bought it for $35 on eBay. Like, that was the cheapest. So, you know, it's still, that's the only thing with horse racing games. It's such a niche thing. I don't think people think about. So when they're like, oh, it's so expensive, it's like, yeah, that's because, like, it's not a whole lot of these games around, and if people do have these games, you know, it's easier to drive the prices up because, you know, it's not like they can be found everywhere, like a Call of Duty title game or something else where you can charge, you know, they can sell really low. Older games can sell for $2 or $3 because they're in abundance everywhere, but these games are rare. But like I said, I enjoy this game. I will be playing Horse Racing Manager 2. We'll be doing a thoroughbred career mode in that one because, like I said, the harness horse racing mechanics are just not fun for me. I can play that game on easy, but it's really not challenging. It's honestly not. And I'm not saying I'll never play the harness horse racing mode in that game ever again, but I like the overall mechanics and controls in this game. Like I said, they took it out of the second game. The mechanics that are in this one, they did not transfer them into the second game, which would have made the harness horse racing mode in the second title so much better to play without having to modify files or text or anything. So that's my main draw to this game. It's just the controls are actually balanced. It's just a matter of my skill level, you know, being good or being bad. That's literally it. But at least you have a chance. Second game is like, unless you're playing on the easiest difficulty with the greatest horses and you modify the files, it's just kind of, you know, it's a little bit of a pain. And people have told me that too. People that, you know, I've been able to that have acquired the game from me. Like, I love the game, but what's up with the harness horse racing mode? It's this and this, you know, la da da da. I'm like, yeah, I totally get it. That's why I don't play it anymore. The thoroughbred mode in that game, it's not like Gallop race or anything, but it's fun. And like I said, I still like that game, so I still want to play it. You know, and I want to go through the thoroughbred mode in that game, especially to do the international races and do the breeding. I mean, I'm really excited. In fact, I'll probably be starting it, you know, relatively soon. Try to give you guys as much you know, various content as possible until I can get a capture software to start recording, you know, Gallop Racer 2003 and 2004. Anything on the PS2, basically. I'm gonna try to substitute that for other games as much as possible. And wow, Run for Whiskey, we are up here, 100 meters to go. Hopefully he doesn't gas out. We could get a window. He just gasses out. Wow. Let's see, he's bouncing back though. Second place finish. Wow. It's like the game is not trying to let me go away here. Who is that? Is that Tony? Is that Tony? Tony Cody. I like him. He seems to be doing pretty good here. So I'll have to keep tabs on him when I start my new season. If we don't somehow pull it through with this one. The Alpine's up next. Field of 10, so short field. And, I mean, these odds, they don't really mean too much. Could be reflective on what happens. It's a claiming race as well, but not the claiming race for her. Her claiming race isn't until, like, what, April of next year. Thomas Machado, though, is going to be driving her, so this is a different driver I've never experienced with. Any of you guys watched the horse racing movie from Disney Channel, back in the day, Gallop Racer. That's like my favorite. Um, I brought that up because the driver's name, last name Machado. It's the name of the trainer in that movie, Hector Machado. Of course, if you guys watched it, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I really enjoy that. It's not the most realistic, obviously, because, you know, the horse is motivated by music that don't even fit on its ears. You know what I mean? But it's still enjoyable. Like I said, for me. Other movies are great too, but I would say that one is just kind of a feel-good movie for me personally. And I like that horse, Thunder Jam. Cool horse. So it's a good story. It's a good story. Enjoyable. If you haven't watched it, Ready to Run. Just search Ready to Run full movie on YouTube. And it's there, whole movie. So if you haven't watched it, give it a shot. I think you would enjoy it. If you're a horse racing fan, I'd find it hard for you not to enjoy it unless you don't have a soul. Yes, that's always a possibility, but it doesn't have to be your favorite. But I think any horse racing fan would enjoy that movie, regardless of age. You know what I mean? So, like I said, it is a Disney Channel movie, but it's not like this movie was made for like 3-year-olds. You know, an adult can watch it. You know, me and my sister watched it growing up, and then eventually our mother watched it with us, like even once, you know, we were, you know, older, like full adults, and she really enjoyed it. So if you're an adult and even older than me, I'm still sure if you're a horse racing fan, you know, you'll enjoy that movie just from a casual perspective. Ready to Run, full movie. Search it up on YouTube. Give it a watch if you have not. Anyways, the Alpine. She's got 2 bandages on the front legs. I did not notice that. Well, she's sitting okay here. She's sitting okay. I'm gonna need to save after this. I'm gonna double check. I just want to double check to make sure my recordings are going okay. They should be. They should be, but I gotta double check. I'm so paranoid about that now because my videos and files have not been saving. So after this race, I'm gonna save right quick, double check that, and then we'll continue on. This will be a longer video. I'm gonna try to keep it at least to an hour. I don't want to go over that, just so at least I can maybe try to get some additional footage as well. So we'll see what the Alpine does here. She's not making any moves, and of course endurance is an issue with her. She was you know, pregnant for basically 9 months, but she's finishing okay. I'm not gonna say she's finishing strong. She's finishing okay considering her conditioning is still not great, even on a harder difficulty, and we're still gonna finish in the money here. Still gonna get a 6th place finish. It's like the game is now trying to keep me alive. I mean, 992 doesn't auction offers. Did anybody? 15K? Oh no, I skipped it. Oh, I can confirm the sale for 15,000. You know what? Why not? 15,000 keeps us alive a little bit. Lesbio, he's got a race. Can I save right quick? I cannot. And that's, I did that one time. I thought I clicked here, went to main menu, and you know, I did not save. So I actually got to make sure we watch this race, and I'll save once we get back to the main menu. Okay. Lesbio. 2nd favorite. That's pretty good. We have a chance here. Latest news. Latest news always gives us some love. They have faith in us. The other magazines or predictions. This is also a claiming race. I mean, if somebody wants to buy this horse for like, I don't know, 40 or 50K, I might. Because Run for Whiskey is still running pretty well. So even if I only have him to run races for me, it may be worth it. We'll save on driver costs because we'll only be paying one driver for one horse. So if somebody gives us a good offering price for this horse, even though I think he's a better long-term perspective, but I may consider it. I may consider it. It depends. Now, if somebody's offering less than 35K for him, I'm not going to do it. But if somebody offers us 40,000 or more, I may go ahead and do it. That'll put us back up to $100,000, which technically could keep us alive on this file for more than half a year. And if Run for Whiskey is able to get a win eventually, that could help. I'd be very shocked if we're able to still keep this alive. Like I said, I highly doubt it, but weird things happen. It's like I'm trying to just kind of run this, run this money out and just get us to the end where we're forced to start a new file because of bankruptcy. But it's like my horses have been finishing in the money. We just auctioned off Z Alpine. We got 15,000 for her, and if we get a decent offering price here for Lespio, keep us alive and Run for Whiskey. Even though he's 9 years old, he's still doing pretty well. So I don't know. We'll see. I would prefer to start over, but like I said, I'm not going to until we're forced to. So me going through this, you may think, well, what's the purpose? Well, it's a learning experience for one, and like I said, there's still a chance we can survive. It's highly unlikely. So like I said, I'm planning to start over and do things better on that notion. But if we somehow survive, then we can survive, and I technically don't need to start over. Now, will I play on this difficulty a lot? Not until I get a really good horse, if I'm lucky. So you never know. That's why I'm just kind of going with it. Like we're not bankrupt yet, We haven't gone into negative equity, so to speak. So we still have a chance, a small chance, but it's still there. So that's why I'm not completely throwing things away until that happens, because who knows? We may get fortunate. We may start netting some wins and some decent prize money, and it'll be tight. We'll be living kind of on a week-to-week basis in this game, but if it keeps us alive, I'll continue to go through it. So we're approaching turn 4 here. Lespio's running easy. Let's see if he makes a move. Tony Cody is in the sulky. And it would be lovely if he moved the horse right now. I would move this horse to the outside, go 4 wide, give us a chance. All right, now he's getting them going. Move them. Don't get blocked. There we go. There we go. That is what I like to see. Now we have a chance. Imagine this horse wins. If Lespio wins, then he could win and somebody could still offer us a lot of money for him. That would really give us a cushion. And he's looking pretty good right now. 150 meters to go. Lespio down the stretch they come. Lespio pushing through. Tony Cody may give us a win here. The one horse is going to battle back, but no, Lespio's going to get an extra kick. We're going to win. This is what we get our first win. $26,000. Technically speaking, selling this horse wouldn't be a smart idea if we're able to get a win. Tony Cody is looking good. But let's see what people are offering. We get our first win. Auction offers. Let's see. I'm not trying to pay anything. Let's see if anybody offers. 23,000. That's the highest bid. Yeah, no. We won 26,000 from this race. No way. No way. Wow. We got to win. All of our horses finished in the money. Run for Whiskey finished second. Lespio finished first. Z Alpine finished sixth. We finished in the money with all those races. Now let's go to financial analysis here. It says we're alive for 12 weeks. And that's what, 2.5 months? And we still have to pay off this loan for 135. Like I said, we have to win. If we continue to win somehow, we have a chance to stay alive. That's a big win for Lespio, though. Really big win. Oh, man. We'll run him in another race here. He's making it work. 2,700 meters. These distances are so long, and like I said, I refuse to do the mounted races. 2,700. We'll give it a shot. Handicap as well. We shouldn't be dealing with that, so hopefully that'll pay out for us. And Tony Cody, his price probably is going to go up now because of that win, I would imagine. Oh no, his salary's still the same. Okay, that's cool. Run for Whiskey, get you another one. 2,800. I hate these distances, but I don't really have a choice right now. We actually get our first win. That's, wow. It's a good feeling. I don't know how long we're going to survive here, but that's a good feeling. Let's go ahead and save right quick. I might have to save over this file. Let me make sure that is the right save. And it is. So